I wonder how many of you enjoyed pancakes yesterday. I tried to enjoy pancakes, but unfortunately the pancake mix that I bought didn't quite work out the way I had wanted to. I cooked it with with skimmed milk, and so the batter really didn't mix well. In the end, I got rid of all of the pancake batter, which had been an utter failure, and had hot cross buns instead. Of course, I actually went out and bought pancake mix to make my pancakes with, which really defeats the object of what Pancake Day, otherwise known as Shrove Tuesday, is really all about. The idea isn't that you go out and buy stuff to make pancakes with. The idea is that you're using up your delicacies, so to speak, before the start of Lent. Now, the start of Lent is a little bit like what Advent is to Christmas, so Lent is to Easter. It's a time of preparation, but there are a few things that that people don't quite understand about it. Originally, it was a rather probably almost a solemnity in terms of Roman Catholicism, because you are getting ready for the greatest feast of the Christian Church, which involves not only great celebration but also great sacrifice. And in order to prepare for that, one has to take time to refresh oneself. And as Christ went out into the wilderness before his public ministry started and was tempted, so Lent has become a little bit about avoiding temptation. Unfortunately, that's metamorphosized a little bit into a form of self-punishment, which I don't adhere to, and I think is really quite contrary to the whole Christian idea. First of all, Christianity is about those not saved more than it is about the Christian individual. And so turning Lent from sort of a pious occasion of sort of quietly composing oneself ready for Easter, it's become punishment, giving up what you like, doing without what you would really like to do, and it's become that for no other purpose than to be seen as pious. I've given up chocolate for Lent, how good am I? There's a bit in the Gospels about people who want to be pious for the sake of being pious. They're thought of as extremely religious, and they make very clear that they have sacrificed a lot in order to appear religious. And Christ says there's no need to do that with a personal God who knows what you are preparing in your heart, whether it's obvious from the outset or not. So these people who go on about, I've given up this, I've given up that, I'm doing this, I'm not doing that for Lent, really seem to me to be very showing off their piety in a way that Christ didn't condone. Better the people who don't say anything about what they're doing for Lent, but possibly do something to help others. Because as it's a time of preparation, it can be equally a time of taking something up, as it is, resisting something. Taking something up, for example, perhaps you put a special emphasis on philanthropy during Lent, or perhaps you go out of your way to spread the gospel during Lent. something that has something that is pious, but something that has a purpose beyond self sort of self-exhibitionism almost. Something that can actually be used to forward the kingdom of God, so to speak. I have always had a tradition of taking something up at Lent. When I was part of St Paul's Cathedral lay community, I used to do a series of Lenten meals where I used to invite members of clergy round to the community house and put on a meal. And I think we would do that every Friday during Lent. You know, that wasn't giving up anything at all, but it was bringing a group of people, Christians, closer together, and it was doing something nice and different for somebody. Using my money, so it had that sacrificial element. I was putting myself out, but it wasn't so I could parade around saying, "Look at me." It was actually bringing delight to somebody else. I know last year I used my video blogs to put online my testimony in the hope that that might help either inspire or help other people who might be going through difficult times as well online. So I think I go far more towards taking up something for Lent that isn't selfish, that does require a bit of sacrifice, but actually has a purpose beyond just doing something because it's Lent. That doesn't seem to me to be particularly Christian. It seems to me to be overly religious, and I think the Puritans have gone. I think we've moved on a little bit from that. So anyway, Ash Wednesday, the day after Pancake Day, is the official start of Lent, which runs all the way now until Easter. Of course, there's Passion Tide as well involved in that, but that's not until the last week. So we've got a little bit of time before that. So I just think, that's certainly been my views on Lent and on, the way one should approach that. And so I thought I would celebrate the start of Lent by doing this video to enlighten you all.